Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Meadowlands Racetrack here on Saturday. It is July the 14th, 2018. I'm going to look at the stakes races on tonight's program from the Meadowlands, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for full card selections for tonight's program from the Meadowlands. The races for YouTube, which I'm going to look at right now, are races 7, 8, 9, and 10. So those were races 7 through 10, basically, I'm going to be looking at. Let's get on to it. Starting off with the seventh race from the Meadowlands, which is the Hambletonian Maturity. It's a 4-year-old open race here, going field of 9 trotters traveling 1 mile and 1/8 here, going for a purse of $405,850. Top selection, and if you're going to play a multi-race, I would single the 9-horse Ariana G. I'm going to go 9-5-3-8 in the superfecta, 9-5-3-8 super. That's going to be the only kind of way to make money with this race, hitting the superfecta or trifecta. But the 9-horse Ariana G should really run a big one. She's 7-5 here. Jan Shingros in the sulky in this 4-year-old mare by Muscle Hill. Jimmy Tachter trains last week here at the Meadowlands in the graduate final. You know, this horse won by 3 3/4 lengths on lead all throughout, set a world record in 150 and 2/5 of a second. It was just an incredible run by this trotter. You know, and it was off a little bit of a break. Before that, this horse didn't start until before that was the 24th of June at Chester in the Open Series. Horse finished 6th by 4 3/4 lengths there. She just had a little bit of a wide poster and just never showed up. I think her best racing has come on the mile track, not the 5/8. And then before that at Mohawk in the graduate, this horse finished 6th by 2 1/4 lengths. Was with the pace setters early on, and then she just hit the wall completely. Couldn't keep up with them there. And then the graduates open here at the Meadowlands in mid-May. Horse won by 3/4 length, 152 and 1. It was a good mile that day, and she ran quite well. I think coming back here again to her favorite race course, I like her a lot, so watch out. So to recap my selections for the 7th race in the Meadowlands, it's the Hambletonian Maturity. As a top selection, I'm going to use the 9-horse Ariana G. Going to go 9-5-3-8 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 8 from the Meadowlands, which is the feature race of the evening, the 8th race. It is the Meadowlands Pace Final. It's for 3-year-olds here, field of 10 pacers traveling 1 mile per. They're going for a purse here of $701,830. This is the beginning of a $75,000 guarantee pick 4 pool. My top selection here, I like the 1-horse Stay Hungry. I'm going to go 1-5-6-3 in the superfecta, 1-5-6-3 super. Top selection, the 1-horse Stay Hungry, 3-1. Douglas McNair is in the sulky on this 3-year-old colt by Some Beach Somewhere. Tony Alanya trains this one. This horse is most recent out and came in the eliminations for this race last week. You know, this horse won that day in by 3/4 length, 149. You know, he just sat back early, but had a great turn of foot at the end, and he got the victory. Great, you know, all-around great race for this horse. Before that, in the Hemp final at Pocono, 1 mile 30th of June, this horse finished 4th by half length. It was a little bit of an all-out finish, and he just couldn't get the good closing kick there. You know, it just wasn't his day to win. And then the Hampton Limb, this horse finished 3rd by half length. You know, he just never really got into it there. It wasn't his day to win. His last, you know, before that he ran the North America Cup, where he finished 4th by 4 1/4 lengths. Lather Up ran probably the race of his life that evening. This horse, you know, he had a little bit of a turn of foot, but it wasn't enough to win. But before that, won the Limb for the North America Cup very nicely in 150 flat. You know, he set his fastest time last week of the year at the here at the Meadowlands in 149, actually fastest time ever here at the Meadowlands for this one. And you know, I like him a lot here. I know 3-1 is not the best price, but you're gonna have to take it, so watch out. You know, I think the 5-horse Courtly Choice could run a big one also, and she's a horse. He's a horse you would probably want to use on your multi-race wager. Dave Miller's in the sulky. This horse ran in the Pace Limbs last week and won by 3/4 length in 148 and 2. Quick time, quickened up nicely, and just, you know, steered clear at the end. You know, before then, the Hemp Consolation, this horse won by 12 lengths, and if this horse didn't have, you know, such a bad limb for the Hemp, I could have thought this horse could have won the final, but, you know, this horse destroyed the Consolation. And then before that, in the North America Cup Consolation, this horse finished, won that day by 2 3/4 lengths. Again, in the limb, this horse had so much to, you know, trouble trip. He locked the wheels up, it looked like, in the straightaway. You know, traffic, you know, he just had everything that could go wrong went wrong with him that day. But I think coming here to the final, he's definitely a good horse, and I think he's good enough to win, so I'll use him on my multi-race. And price to use on the multi-race is going to be the 6th horse, Nutcracker Sweet. Jimmy Tachter's in the sulky. Jimmy Tachter trains this trio colt by Bettor's Delight. Brian Sears, the controversy at the Meadowlands most recently, is in the sulky. I know this horse ran last week in the Limb, and he finished fourth by 1.5 lengths. He was the pace setter for most of the race, and up until the stretch run, he just really could keep up with them there. But I think today, coming from a little bit farther behind, he might be to this horse's liking. I don't think he'll leave off the gate, but you know, sitting on, just stalking, I think he's going to be a good shot for this race. He had a very good second place finish at the Hemp at 29-1 a few weeks ago. He just missed, but he ran a great race, closing up well. And then before that, in the Hemp the Limb, he finished second by 2.25 lengths. Man Lathrop, who, I don't know, completely lost it in the Hemp final, but this horse, ran good behind a good horse. I think here at 15-1, he could definitely get a piece of it. So watch out. So to recap my selections for the 8th from the Meadowlands, it's Meadowlands Pace Final. As a top selection, I'm going to use the one horse Stay Hungry. Going to go 1-5-6-3 in the superfecta. I'll go 1-5-6 in the pick 4. So now let's get on to race number 9 from the Meadowlands. The 9th race, as I almost lose my voice, I feel like, but hopefully I don't. In the 9th race from the Meadowlands, it's the Golden Girls Final TVG Free-for-All Mares. Field of 12 pacers traveling 1 mile and 1/8 here on the main track, going for a purse of $189,750. My top selection here, I like the 5-horse LA's Delight. Gonna go 5-1-4-8 in the superfecta. 5-1-4-8 super. Top selection, the 5-horse LA's Delight. Yannick Gingras in the sulky in this 5-year-old mare by Better's Delight. Nancy Johansson trains. Horse's most recent outing came the 1st of July at Pocono in the Open Series. Horse finished third by half length, and he just couldn't get that good kick at the end. The one in front of him just ran a little bit better, but I think coming back to a 1 mile, which this horse should like a little bit better, I like the horse's chances a lot more than I would at Pocono. Before that, at Mohawk and the Roses Are Red, this horse finished third by length, and he had a very decent move at the end. It wasn't a bad race there. And then before that, at the in the Roses Are Red Limb, this horse finished second by 3.5 lengths there, and he closed up a little bit at the end, but it wasn't the most impressive limb. Didn't probably want to kill the horse there, Gingras in the race. And then before that, in the Open Series at Chester, this horse won by 3/4 length. Last victory just quickened up nicely in the end, closing up well. A great race for this horse. I think here at 10-1 in a very wide open race, this horse could definitely get a piece of it, so watch out. To the multi-race now, I would go 5-1, and I would use the 4-horse. I would go 3 deep in this race. So to recap my selections for the 9th from the Meadowlands, it's the Golden Girls Final, TV3 Fear for All. As a top selection, I'm going to go with the 5-horse LA's Delight. Going to go 5-1-4-8 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 10 from the Meadowlands, as my cat is attacking my feet. But the 10th race here, now he's on the other side. Can you move? Thank you. Move. Thanks. But today's 10th race, final race we're looking at for YouTube. Remember, if you want the other races, you have to follow me on my Twitter page, at Horse Racing Kid 5. But the 10th race from the Meadowlands, it's the William Houghton Memorial TVG Free for All. This is field 12 pacers traveling 1 mile and 1/8 here on the main track, going for a purse $471,100. My top selection here, I like the 7-horse Rockin' Ron. Gonna go 7-11-5-3 in the superfecta. 7-11-5-3 super. Top selection, 7-horse Rockin' Ron. 10-1. 6-year-old gelding by Real Desire. Ron Burke trains. Louis Roy is on this one. Horse's most recent outing came in the Franklin Final Pocono a few weeks ago. This horse finished second by 1/2 lengths. He made a good run to McWicked that afternoon, that evening, shall I say. He was definitely second best. Mick Wickett is running in this race here today, and I don't fancy him a lot, to the point of I'm not going to use him in the multi-race. I'm going to go 7-11 here. I'm going to throw out the favorites, basically. I'm going to use, 10-1 and 10-1 here, basically, not using any of the favorites, because I don't like Mick Wickett out of the detention barn. To say it, you know what that means. Rockin' Rod, like I said, ran a good second place finish there. Before then, the Limb for the Franklin, this horse finished second by 2 3/4 lengths, and just didn't have the best of runs there. He really couldn't keep up with them. And then the battle final at Northfield, horse finished second by length. A week after his career mile, or one of his career miles so far this year, he finished second there. He set the pace most of the race, and then he just couldn't keep the pace going towards the end. Bit of a legend just got to him. Then the Cam Luck at Western Fair. This horse won by 8 lengths, almost on lead all throughout. He just walked there in 150 and 1/5 of a second. Great race for this horse. I like this horse a lot here. 10-1. Take my chances. So to recap my selections for the 10th from the Meadowlands, it's William Houghton Memorial. Top selection used the 7-horse Rockin' Ron. I'm going to go 7-11-5-3 in the superfecta. I'll go 7-11 in the multi-race. So remember, I said this many times, if you want the rest of the card from the Meadowlands, you have to follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for full card selections. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.